Hi, everyone. Carol here, and it's time for the weekly channeled lesson. Last night I was asleep. I was woken up, and as is often typical, I received a lesson from Spirit. I knew that there was going to be a shift in the channeled lessons. Now, the previous months, we've been talking about awareness and connecting with our intuition and our spirituality. But last night, we're going to be shifting a little bit, much to my surprise, into talking about physical wellness, physical aspects. And today's channel lesson is going to be about the value of our subtle energy system. So let's get started and talking about that. Hello, and welcome to all of you who are listening. We in Spirit are so happy that you are glad to be here and are willing to listen to this information and these exercises. We hope that they will be of benefit to you, for we waste nothing in spirit. Today, we want to shift our focus away from intuition, as Carol has already mentioned, and speak to all of you about the value of what we call your subtle energy system. You see, we think of ourselves as a physical body, the mental, the emotional, and the physical aspect, but we rarely begin to notice that aspect of ourselves, which is beyond our normal senses, which is beyond our normal awareness. We will call that the subtle energy system. We want you to begin to think of this subtle energy as the very aspect which animates your body. It is the part which supports your physical life, and it is important. We would like to equate this to you in terms of a car. Your physical body is the vehicle, it is the car. Now, some of you are built as a motorcycle, some of you are a sports car, some of you are a van, an SUV, a semi truck, or maybe even a tow truck. This is because each of you has a unique purpose and a unique function. But the car doesn't go anywhere unless it is energized by gas or fuel. This is what the subtle energy system does. There is an illusion that food is what drives the body. Now, food does fuel the body. We are not negating that. But what is it that animates the body? There is more to it than simply food. What is it that makes birth take place? Even upon conception, what is the matrix that allows the DNA to activate and to begin to take place? We will not get into the scientific aspects of this, as they are relevant, and there are many discoveries that have yet to be made. What we want to share with you today is that animating source, that fuel that drives your car. It is not the food that you put into your mouth or into your body. These things matter because they support the physical body, but you know you are more than the body. You are consciousness, you are mind, you are emotion, you are thoughts, you are feelings. You are far more than just the physical, and you are far more than just a set of biochemical processes. This type of energy, unfortunately, at present cannot be measured, but it does not make it any less real or any less non-existent. The fact that remains that we can measure the biological field, but we cannot measure the subtle energy field at this time. Again, this does not equate to the fact that it does not exist. It simply means that it is beyond our current scope. So let us again talk about the fuel for the car or the truck or the motorcycle. If you want the engine to move forward, it must have fuel. This is what the subtle energy system is. Yes, it is a byproduct, and it supports and surrounds your vehicle. It is an aspect of you, and it is comprised of you, but it is actually what energizes you. It's what fulfills you. It's what moves you forward. And so we're talking about this because we see so many people today whose tanks are running low. Now, there's a variety of reasons for this. First and foremost, many of you are highly energetically charged right now. Your emotions are running high. Your physical bodies are deteriorating due to perhaps unhealthy habits, poor choices, and of course, the food issues that we know are prevalent on the planet today. So if we take into account these high-level energy processes that are taking place, they are depleting your fuel. You can also think of this as putting the gas pedal down on the car. If you're revving your engine, you're driving really fast, you're going to burn through your gas a lot quicker. The same thing can be said for throwing wood on a fire, for example. If you want a huge fire, you're going to throw all of the logs and all of the fuel onto the fire to get it as large as you possibly can. But you're burning through your fuel very, very quickly. And so, how do we resonate or resolve this issue? We, of course, want to moderate the amount of energy that we are utilizing. When we become highly emotional, when we become engaged in thoughts that create this whirlwind, this frenetic energy that we know, it takes us out of the moment. We move into a state of fear about what's to come, indecision about what's to come. We even move into the past, reminding ourselves of the traumas, the pains, or the hurt, or even how angry we are about things. All of these deplete our subtle energy. We're eating our own gas at this high rate of speed. What do? We slow down. We need to take our time. Now, we understand that it's very easy for us to sit here in spirit and say to you, slow down. Do not be painful or angry or worried about things that are coming. We're simply talking about understanding how the subtle energy system that surrounds your body works. So we want you to think of yourself as surrounded in a cocoon. And they're showing me like this big oval that we consider to be our aura. And I will personally share a picture of what we can visualize that as. And they say that as we consume the fuel inside our energy circle, we are consuming it so quickly that we become depleted. Yes, there are biochemical processes in the body that respond to our states of fight or flight or flee. However, we are also utilizing this fuel that's in our subtle energy bubble. And so what we need to do in order to keep ourselves stabilized is we need to lower the mental and the emotional frenetic energy that we're burning. Why do we need to do this? Because the physical body needs this fuel. It is the animating force behind who you are. When the body dies, you remain, for you are still consciousness, and there is still an aspect of you that resides beyond the physical domain. But while you are in the physical world, the body relies on this animating force. This is why you feel fatigued and you feel tired and you feel upset. This is why the body becomes unwell. Yes, there are choices that you are making that are directly affecting the body, but there are other aspects that are subtle, that are in a mental and emotional realm that deplete the energy that the body utilizes to keep itself vital. So we want to leave you with this thought today and to get you thinking about the fuel that actually, the source that actually fuels your body. It is not just food, it is the energy system that exists around you. In days ahead, we will talk more about those things which deplete this aspect, but also ways that you can energize, activate, and refuel your fueling system. Everyone receives fuel from, we'll just call it the universe. You are given fuel and given information and given aspects to keep the body running. However, this does not happen at the pace that you may burn it. And this is what creates this depletion scenario. There are ways that you can amplify the input of energy that you are receiving, as well as ways of dampening the ways that you spend it. And so we will talk about that in days to come. For today, we are simply here to get you thinking about this subtle energy system as the fuel system that drives your health and your well-being. So thank you for being with us and listening, and we will connect with you again next week on more about the subtle energy system. Thank you for listening. Goodbye. Okay, guys, thanks for listening to that. I stumbled again. Part of it is because when I receive these messages, it's like I'm listening and I'm receiving and I'm thinking. And again, as always, I need to do a little bit better, but I hope you got the basic gist of what they were trying to say today in terms of our subtle energy is the part that is the fuel for our system. They gave me a big chunk of this last night, as I said, and it was much clearer and much cleaner. And then I come in today and I kind of stumbled a little bit. So thanks for being patient and being with me. I hope what matters it ultimately is the information itself. And I look forward to hearing what more we're going to get to learn about this subtle energy system. So have a great week, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.